once said that, he wouldn't care if it was, European style prices. So what? $5, $6, $7 in order to force the American people to accept the green agenda? That's what you're going to get. The choice is yours. As Plato said, those who refuse to participate in politics shall be governed by their inferiors. The facts are before you. And that doesn't lie. The choice is, will the American people stop worrying about the cult of personality and really be serious about the legacy that we're going to leave for our children and grandchildren? That's the choice. And look, I'm the #1 target for the Democrat Party. Okay? 15 months in political office. Never been in politics before. Never been a mayor, never been a commissioner, never been state house, state senate. Why would this simple guy from the inner city of Atlanta, Georgia, just a humble old soldier, all of a sudden draw the ire of an entire party? Because I show you that. And I'm going to continue to show you that. I'm going to continue to talk about the truth. And I'm going to continue to be your voice. And I'm not going to lay down and let people steamroll me, because some of us who took an oath to serve this country, it means a lot to us. It's not a game. It's not a joke. It's personal. You want 4 more years of this? Remember that first slide we showed, those 10 economic points, and asked, are you better off? That was the simple question that Ronald Reagan asked. And every one of you need to ask yourself that, and you need to talk to your friends and ask them that question. And you need to look at your children and grandchildren and say, are they going to be better off? That's all you got to do.
The Republicans in charge of the House, why doesn't the membership bring to the floor and leadership? But Mr. Moody, what do you want them to bring to the floor?
E-Verify.
E-Verify.
Let me tell you about illegal immigration. Nobody wants to touch it right now. I'll be very honest. I know that they're looking at reworking the DREAM Act over in the Senate side of the House. Let's see what it comes out to be. But let's be very honest. There's certain people who want to see a dependent voting electorate bloc that they can trust. And then there are certain people who want cheap labor. Somewhere we got to find out what's the pragmatic solution for this to ensure the safety, security, and the sovereignty of the United States of America. So sometime later on this year, I'll be giving a floor speech about legal immigration. I'll let you know. It'll be on C-SPAN.
With our ever-growing Brazilian population, how are we progressing with, and we're getting so many visitors from Brazil as well, and we're getting so many requests. How is it going with opening up the gates and letting the people come in? I understand there's issues with them getting the proper documentation to come and visit.
Well, that's one of the things I think we need to do, is to look at our visa programs. We've got to improve those visa programs so that people on the other side, they can get the right type of visas to come here. But when the visa runs out, you gotta go. This is the bottom line. That's respecting our laws. So I think that we have to, once again, enforce those laws. But we have to look at our system that, we need to make sure that we have the right type of people and enough workers on the other side that can allow people that want to come here for the right purposes. But those that are here for the wrong purposes, they can't be here. I mean, right now, I think there's a problem with the ICE. They're looking for a new place for a detention facility here so that all the folks that they're gathering up, they can hold them before they, are able to send them back. And I know that they were looking at putting it out at Southwest Ranch. The Southwest Ranch decided they didn't want to have it there. So we have to really sit down with the Department of Homeland Security and make sure that we're streamlining this process and make sure that we're working with the State Department so that we can look at who are the right type of people that want to come here, be a part of the American dream, invest, help us to grow our economy, and maybe they want to work toward becoming an American citizen. They have to come through the front door, not the back door.
What do you do with citizens insurance?
I mean, that's more of a state issue. And, you know, with respect in regard to the 10th Amendment, I don't think you guys want me jumping in here talking about that. But understand, this is a violation of the free market. I mean, when you have a government-backed program, which is what citizens insurance is, and it is forced competition out. So what was supposed to have been the insurance of, you know, last resort is now the insurance of first resort, and they kind of have a little bit of a mini monopoly. So, you know, the free market works. It is when government gets involved and starts to pick the winners and losers in the free market, when government believes that they can take it from capitalism to crony capitalism, when government believes that they're the new venture capitalists, that's where we have problems. And you see that playing out right down here in the state level.
I have two more questions. And I think Mr. McWalter wants to make sure I'll ask them all. So, are you going to hire Keith Oberman to work on your campaign?
I mean, why not? I mean, I'm sure, you know, Keith and I can get together and find some common ground, other than the fact that he, you know, I'm the worst person in the world. But look, I would love to sit down with anyone and just talk about the facts. You know, God bless liberal progressives. But the one question I have to ask them, show me where in the entire world what you believe in has ever been successful in the conversation.
And Stanley Turon wants me to make sure that we tell you we need jobs now, no foreign oil, fuel, and how about a 4-day work week until the economy improves?
Well, I don't know if I can do the Tabitha from Bewitched and go to a 4-day work week. But then once again, guess what? That's a decision that a business owner should make. Now be careful, you know, I think it was Thomas Jefferson that said, a government big enough to give you everything that you want is also big enough to take it away. So be careful about asking the government to come in and do so many things, you know, make it a 4-day work week. Because then what? I mean, can I then come back and make it a 7-day work week? Be careful about that. Don't go down the path of being a bureaucratic nanny state. Understand the left and right limits of a constitutional republic. Go back. This is your little homework thing. Read the entire Declaration of Independence. Not just the first paragraph, but the entire Declaration of Independence. And then go back and read some of the Federalist Papers. And then read the United States Constitution. Because the American people need to understand the inextricable tie or relationship between what Jefferson listed were the grievances against an overreaching, intrusive, invasive government under King George III. And then understand from Jefferson identifying that and talking about how we declare independence, then you read how Madison and Hamilton talk about how we created a government structure that respected the sovereignty of the individual, that understood its mandates, its roles, and its responsibilities based upon the grievances that they had been subjected to. And when you understand that continuum of our foundational documents, then you understand the greatness of America. That's your homework. So God bless you all. Thank you for coming out. Pretty scary up there.